Hello, Virgo. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that are interested in the cards, okay, pulling from John Holland's Psychic Tarot, also Tony Carmine Salerno's Angels, Gods, and Goddesses, and I have prayed over the Sibylas and the Lenormands, shuffled them. They're all ready for clarifiers as we move our way through this. Let me make sure you guys can see those. You have a couple of major arcanas. Essentially, for those of you that are new to tarot, what that means is you have the minors, the pips, and then you have the major arcanas. The minors, pips, those are things that they're small, they're daily life. It's things that you can control. But the major arcana, these are big, they're huge, they're game changers. A lot of times there's some spiritual connection because it's something that's destined. So we don't have control over those things. And you have two of those. Now, you have your situation, what's occurred in the recent past, what you're unaware of, and what is recommended for you. So you have 12 sacrifice, 3 recognition and reward. And this one is sacrifice 12. It is a major arcana. In traditional tarot, this would be the Hanged Man. Situation that's going on, you don't feel that you have control. You feel like you're suspended, like you're stuck. Same for most of you, it's love, but it's something very emotionally tied. And a lot of people, some people are emotionally tied and connected to their jobs. They're like married to their jobs. I know, I've been one of them for 20 years. but we don't just get emotional satisfaction from romantic relationships. We get it from work, we get it from friends, we get it from family. But you're feeling like you're having to sacrifice something. You're feeling suspended. You're feeling like you have this gift, this blessing. So for some of you, it's a relationship, but it's just not, it's not moving forward. It's like stuck, because this card's talking about really looking at things, standing back and looking at things because things aren't moving forward, and try to determine, what is it that you have to let go of? What is it that you have to surrender, sacrifice, release in order to have room to receive gifts, to receive new things? Because God can't bring new things into our life until we release the old. And a lot of times when we're having to release things, it's things that we've really wanted for a long time. We've worked really hard for, which we're going to be covering here in a second because you have that card too. But we work for it. We try to make this dream career of a lifetime. We try to bring this love of a lifetime together. We really, really want it. So we work really hard to make it happen. But it's not something that's meant for us. It's not destined for us. And God has something better. So God's like, no, you don't want that. I'm trying to bring you a treasure at the end of the rainbow. But you're going to have to let that go. See how this water's like really all murky and dark? Sometimes we have something that we think is a gift, but it's really just murky and dark. And we don't realize that if we let that go, it appears like it's a sacrifice to us at the moment. But by releasing that, we're going to be able to transform ourselves. We're going to be able to bring something better into our life. Most of you, it's a relationship. But for everyone, except for one sign, it's been totally love. And I get for most of you that this is love related. You've been trying very hard to make a relationship work, but you have been left alone by yourselves. So for some of you, this person, you're not communicating, you're not working together, you've tried and tried to make it work. You don't understand why it's not working, but you're in a time of transformation right now. It's a time for you to really stand back and look at it from a different perspective. Have patience, reflect. You're frustrated because you feel like, okay, why is this not moving forward? Or why has this, come to a standstill? Or for some of you, why has it reversed? Why has that person left? I felt like this was love, it was requited, it was just so magical and beautiful, but it's come to a screeching halt. Or for some, he or she has left. And you're feeling suspended. You feel like there's nothing that you can do. There's no communication. There's no moving forward. You're just feeling totally stuck. But you're stuck for a reason. They're trying to change your perspective, to get you to look at it differently, to get you to release it. Because when there are things that we can't control, and we try so hard to make it work and try so hard to bring it together, but no matter what, it still won't come together. No matter how hard, it just isn't happening. That's because it's not meant for us. We have to release those things. We have to go through a healing. We have to open ourselves up for something new, for something better. And imagine if you had this and you thought this was so great, just imagine what you're going to be brought in the end. Sometimes we have to let people go, let situations go in order to transform and heal. And there can be some coming back together in the end. But I get for most of you in this situation, it's not to come back together. It's in order to prepare you for something better. Because if you look at this card, you're in a situation that you thought is like magical. Like if you look from her waist up, she's got this beautiful rainbow, and these like clouds are like kind of like flowers. But when you look below the surface, it's dark, it's murky, it's ugly. That's not water that I want to be swimming in. They're trying to get you to look below the surface. This isn't what you think it is. It's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. They've given you this time of suspension where from your perspective you feel as though you're having to sacrifice and give up this gift, but it's a time for you to see that it's not a gift, that they're trying to bring you something better. They're giving you this time to really truly let go. And this card is essentially about, you know, it is a pentacle in traditional tarot, but this is all about working very hard to bring something. Typically it's talking about careers, projects, work, but working very hard to bring something of value to fruition. Money is not all that there is value in. We typically have more value in love, in connection, in relationships with family, friends, our lover. That's where the real value is, where that love, that deep connection is. But see how he's alone. He's worked really hard, standing on top of this pedestal, but he's alone, and his head is downturned. And if you look, there's this beam of light over his head shining down on him. So many of you have been working so hard to bring this situation to fruition. So maybe there's a small number of you, you've been trying to make a career shift change, or you've been trying to move, relocate, and it's just not working. It's because it's not meant to. There's something else. Now for the majority of you, you've been working very hard to have, because this is a big deal. This is big, this is huge. So for many of you, you've been trying to get a relationship to come together. And it's not been working. For some of you, it's a third party is the reason. You're not aware of that yet though. You have a feeling, but you haven't been, it's not been illuminated yet. Now, the recent past, you have awareness. This is another major arcana. Traditional tarot, this is the Magician. This is a beautiful card, because this card talks about having everything that you need to create that future, to create the outcome that you desire. If you were to look at the Gilded Tarot, the Magician has in front of him the sword, the pentacle, the cup, and the wand. Everything. You really truly do have everything. You have all the tools. You've got the gifts, the skills, the love, the power, the ability, the courage, the physical ability. You've got the intuitive, spiritual connection. You have the power to really truly take your hopes and dreams, those things you desire, and really manifest it, bring it to life. This is again the recent past. Getting for a number of you, this person left. Or the others of you, this situation is just not coming to fruition. You can't move, you can't get a new job. It's not helping, it's not happening. But they're trying to help you shift your path. They've had this relationship, this situation fall apart because they've been trying to line everything up to get you to switch directions, to get you to manifest your heart's desires and dreams. Because although it appears that this situation, this person is what you want and desire, it's not, which is why they've been trying to get you to see that. But they've had it, again, for some of you in the very recent past, it just totally fell apart. Like that person up and disappeared, stopped communicating, you didn't hear anything back. Say some of you, if you applied for a job, you never heard anything back, and it's been weeks, some of you a month. That happened because they're trying to get you to step into your power. They're trying to get you to switch directions. They're trying to get you to start having faith, start digging in, to really look at, okay, what is it that I really want? And then start doing some visualizations, some affirmations because some of you have really slipped into some negativity. You've had these things fall apart, and then now, you know, for those of you that's a love situation, the person left. Some of you, it's because it was a third party. You've now been stuck in this place of negativity and fearing the worst. So our thoughts are very powerful. So if we start thinking, oh my gosh, this didn't happen, I thought this was a love of a lifetime, and oh, I'm just not deserving of love, and I'm never going to get that, and woe is me, and becoming the murderer, and we will be stuck in that energy. But you're powerful. They're trying to get you out of that energy. They're trying to get you to shift your thoughts, shift your perspective. Know that you are worthy of those things that you desire. Have faith. You are going to get everything that you desire because you are. They're helping you. You have all the tools that you need. You have this entire team assisting you. And you're about to discover something in the near future that's going to show you that that's definitely not this. You ever notice when we're on the wrong path? You know, because we bumble around blindly. And you know, we'll really want something we think that is great for us. And we will come across one obstacle after the other. And it seems like the more we try, the harder it is. And it's as though there's like an escalation of blocks. Like the blocks get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's because God, the angels divine, they're trying to let us know that we're not on the right path. as we continue down the wrong path, the blocks, the challenges, the blaring in our face physical signs get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because they're trying to get us back on the path that we're meant to be on. What you are unaware of, this is card number 5. This really is talking about changes. It's obstacles and challenges. And this is really, it's about struggles, it's about challenges, it's about discovering blocks, things that are keeping you back. But it's also really getting a clear perception, a clear view of those challenges, so that you can have the clarity and you can know how to resolve it, how to overcome it. Like if you look at this card, you know, he's trying to walk across this bridge, and obviously it's broken. And there's this river underneath there. This is not really that big of a gap for him to bridge across. Really, he could take a really big step and he would clear it. But because there's so much stress and worry of, oh wow, that's thousands and thousands of feet below me. If I fall off this, it's sure death. So I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to do anything about it. But by taking that step, there would be success. There would be rising like the phoenix. The challenges can be overcome and also will lead to healing. But you're having a really hard time. They're saying that a number of you you're not sure how to overcome this. You think the challenges are just too big. They're too great. You're feeling stuck. Many of you are feeling as though it's that woe is me, the victim mentality, that, you know, every time I have something that I think is great, it just breaks apart, it falls apart. They're saying for some of you, it's almost as though like you've been blaming God, like why can't I ever get these things that I want, that I keep praying for, that I desire? Have you forgotten me? Have you forgotten me, God? You've not been forgotten. God knows that you're there. He's trying to help. The angels are there, they're trying to help. Now you do have to ask for their help. Because get that some of you've been going through these struggles because you're losing faith, you're losing that optimism, you're losing just your hope, that it's been a downward spiral. Some of you, you're not even talking to friends or family. Ask for their help. Because it's our family on the other side. They're there constantly, but they can't help you if you don't ask them. They're only ever going to stop in to help you if it's life or death. Other than that, they will sit and facepalm all day long thinking, why won't he or she just speak up and ask? We are here. We will bring the Calvary if you will just ask. So you have to ask. But you're stuck in such a dark time right now that it just seems overwhelming, and you feel it's just something you just can't overcome, but you can. It is a change for the better. You are going to be the phoenix. You are going to rise and overcome this. It is very emotional. It is very emotionally charged. Most of you, this is relationship related, but it could be there is a small number of you, and I'm glad we've got one more sign that has a small number, that this is something else. This is a physical move, a career move, starting your own business. So I'm glad there is a small number out there. Yay! Talking about something other than love for those of you that need some help other than love. Hopefully that helps, but it is very emotional. But you are going to discover another hurdle. You know how there's that escalation of force? They're trying to get you to change your path. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You're going to have a boulder dropped. You've not been abandoned. They're just trying to get you on the right path. That's all. And for those of you that haven't had it completely taken away, this person, this thing is going to be completely taken away. But what they're recommending, you have the Goddess of Oneness. And I'll hold it closer while I read it. Someone you love is thinking fondly of you at the moment. You're feeling alone. You're feeling like you don't have any support. You also feel like there's just too much. There's too much going on. I can't bear it. You see how her arms are like in all these different directions. Pinging all over. Ping, 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 ping. And when we're doing that, and we're pinging because of fear, and things are falling apart, and nothing's working, we have a hard time getting clarity of, okay, what's my next step? How do I overcome this? How do I climb this mountain? How do I accomplish this? But you are stretched too thin. They're trying to help you. They're trying to get you through this sorrow, this heartache, this heartbreak. And they're really trying to let you know that they are there to help you, because many of you are at a point you cannot help yourself. You need their help. You've got to reach out and ask for help, because they've got you on the other side. Their side, they've already got the plan and everything detailed and laid out. They're trying to get you there, but you have to open up and ask for their help. Let them help you. You are not alone. You do not have to do this alone. It will go so much quicker and easier if you ask for help. And I'm going to read that real quick. Let me get that book. Okay. Goddess of Oneness. Remember that love is not restricted by time or space, and you are forever connected spiritually to those you love and care for. It is understandable that you may be saddened because you are physically apart from someone you dearly love. Alternatively, you may be saddened by a loved one's recent passing from the earth plane. Through this card, they are making their presence felt. They have not left you and will never leave you. They are forever with you in spirit. The bonds of love can never be broken. Feel and acknowledge their presence, for they are with you in spirit right now. You haven't been abandoned. Remember that you have not been abandoned. You are not alone. Because for a lot of you, this just feels so overwhelming and choking because you've been working so hard to make this happen. They're trying to help you make it happen. It's just going to be different than what you've been expecting. Now, let's move these up a little bit. Let's pull some clarifiers, see if we can get any. Oh, that's cool. Oh, how neat. There are these 3 cardinals that just flew up and they're sitting out on my front porch. Cardinals represent power. It's time for you to step into your power. It really is. They're trying to help you do that. Because for some of you, it's same for some of you in a relationship, even though you know it's not been that good, you're like, well, something's better than nothing. But you are amazing. You're a freaking magician. You deserve so much better. Remember that. Take back control. They're trying to help you take back control. So this is some clarification on the sacrifice, recognition, reward. You have the anchor. It's all about stability, security. You have the mountain. These are things that are overwhelming. We don't think we can overcome them. We don't think that we can climb that mountain. Then you also have the clouds, and this is all about clarity, not having clarity. See, it's stormy here, and you have light and illumination on the other side. So this situation or person represented stability, security. It's something, you want to hitch your boat, your ship to them and really anchor a life, anchor a foundation. But it's not working, and you don't think it's something that you can overcome. For those of you trying to make a job work, trying to move, you just don't think it's anything that you can make happen. But what you're not seeing is the storm is almost past. If you look at that closely, the storm is passing. The light is shining through. You're not seeing that you have this divine help. You're almost at the end. It's when things are at their worst that we can be open to receiving a miracle. And that tends to be when miracles will come through. It's right at the point that we are giving up, and that's where you guys are, that we will have a miracle come through for us. They know you need a miracle. They're trying to bring you that. Let them. Now, for awareness, this is again recent past, you have the birch. This is like, the whip, a lot of people will call it. But it's quick, it's rapid. Like someone's temper, they'll crack the whip on you. And then you have the letter, representing written communications. And then you have the stork, and this is all about new beginnings. Now, sometimes this can talk about a new baby, but in this instance, it's new beginnings. And for most of you, this is talking about love. And they're saying 2 things here. So, in the recent past, you had some information come in rapidly, unexpected. It was some communication, could have been an email, could have been text messaging, today's world, could have been something through social media channels. But it came in abruptly, rashly. Some of it was abrasive, angry-filled communication about that person having a new beginning with someone else. But they didn't give you all the details. For some of you, they didn't give you all the details. They just up and left, and it's an opportunity for you to have a new beginning because they haven't shared the why for some of you. The other thing is, they're saying for some of you it's a third party. So for some of you had this love interest. For some of you, a newer love interest. There wasn't a commitment, but that person had their ex, the person that they're still committed to, they're still in love with. That person came and cracked the whip on them, sending them communications, pulling them back in so that the 2 of them could have a new beginning together. But they're really saying that happened to create a new beginning for you. That whole escalation gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You've had a lot of signs that something's not right. Tons of roadblocks and challenges. And this was the next step. Because I get for those of you, she's not there anymore. It's funny, they just told me look at the bottom. It's actually something that it doesn't seem like it, but it's a blessing in disguise. It really is. This is the luck card. This would be the overarching. It really is a blessing in disguise. So, with getting some clarification on the obstacles and challenges, you've got the choice. And this is 2 stairs. This is really trying to make a decision, choosing between 2, in this instance, 2 people. Sometimes you can be talking about trying to choose between 2 things, but it's talking about 2 people. And then you have the snake. And this is, hopefully you can see it without the glare. This is all about deception, betrayal, lies, deceit. You know, it's someone that you cannot trust. Now they may think that make you think you can, because you also have the Fox, and these are like the two of all the Lenormands. There are two cards that you don't ever want to have come out together, because it is nothing but ugly. It is these two cards. You don't ever want to have these two cards come out together, because the Fox is all about trickery. They'll make you think that they're not doing anything, that yes, this is going to be a great relationship, this is going to turn out great, but it's all deception. It's lies. But you know, because foxes are sly, so you know you'll get red flags, because it's often, you know, they'll do things to manipulate you, to trick you, to deceive you. And oftentimes, that, you know, when it's a person, they can be very charming. So for those of you in this relationship, this person's very, very charming, and they make you think that, okay, we're going to have this future, this life, this foundation. But they were trying to choose between you and someone else, and they have gone with that other person. But this is talking about what you're unaware of. You're going to find out that they deceived you, they lied to you. There was actually someone else involved. There was someone else in the house. That's what they've returned to. Oh, and that thing that we were saying earlier. So for some of you, there was some travel. Like he or she, there was some unexpected trip that they were taking, and you were asking questions and they weren't giving you any information, any clear insight as to where they were going or what they were going to do. Some of you, they even told you it was for work, but then they suddenly stopped talking to you when they went on that trip. And, you know, it was one of the red flags, because they're saying, those of you in this situation, you have had a ton of red flags, and then it just gets bigger and bigger each time, trying to get you to see the truth of this situation. And for some of you, the latest thing that popped up was this trip that they took that wasn't really adding up. It didn't seem right. Something seemed off. So they do have something better for you. They really do. Trust that. You are surrounded by this entire team. It's not only God and angels, but some of you, well, many of you, you have loved ones, grandparents, some of you, a grandfather that's even in the past year passed away. They're trying to help you. Let them help you. Open up, open yourself up to their help, and then those things that you want, you can bring that in. You can bring that love of a lifetime in. You can move somewhere else, change to a different career. And for some of you, for those of you that this is career, you've wanted to embark on a total different career. So say you've been in accounting forever and you wanted to switch to marketing. You've been applying for the marketing department in your organization or a nearby company, and it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. Well, it's because you're not supposed to stay in that company. It's not that you're supposed to give up on wanting to jump into marketing. It's just that organization is not a good fit for you. That's not a good fit for you any longer. Or the company that you're trying to get into is not a good fit for you. They know that that would be a train wreck. They're not saying give up on the thing that you desire. If you want to get in marketing, don't give up on that. If you want the love of a lifetime, don't give up on that. They're trying to bring you the things that you want. It's just not what you pictured and expected. They are trying to bring you better. So hopefully that helps your heart, knowing they're bringing you better. Allow them to. Filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.